Good morning, everyone. This is YC from YC Cooks and Bakes. This morning, I am going to be showing you an economical meal. I have decided to participate in an open collaboration um, that was requested through Kimmy's Kitchen and More. The person who started this collaboration is Miss Brenda through Maniac Grammy's Homestead. And yes, I'm reading because I want to make sure I get it right. But Kimmy's Kitchen and More has been involved with this collaboration with Miss Brenda, uh, doing all kinds of budget-friendly meals under $5. And with today's economy and the inflation that we are up against, it is so important that when we find a good economical meal that's good and maybe even healthy, to share it with everyone so that we can learn from each other and also get through these times. It's hard out there. Everything, things are 3 and 4 times what they used to be a few years ago. And if you have a good meal that you can put together, it's important to share it so that everybody can help stretch their dollars and make things a little bit more budget friendly. Okay, so as I said, Kimmy's Kitchen and More has requested me to participate in this, and all of her subscribers, if they have an economical meal, to please share it. And the person again that has started this collab is Miss Brenda, Maniac Grammy's Homestead, and I will have both of their links in the description so that you can go check their channels out. They are amazing. I'm just now getting to know Miss Brenda. Fabulous person. I could tell right away that she was loving and caring, and she really cares about her family. It's important for her to put together a healthy meal and budget friendly. And Kimmy is the same way. Kimmy's Kitchen and More. She has something for everyone on her channel. She does all kinds of collaborations, Tea Tuesdays, Mask Mondays. Wednesday is the day that they do the budget-friendly meals. And I know that on Friday, I think it's Friday, where if you have something new that you'd like to share or talk about, it could be as big as a new truck or as small as a new can opener. It doesn't matter. If you have something new, she would be happy to hear about it so that you can share it with others. And maybe they would decide to get something if they needed it. So anyway, moving on with this economical budget meals under $5. I went to the Dollar Tree, of course, because I have access to Dollar Trees in our area. And right away, that's what you think of when you're trying to get something under $5. So I will show you what I have. Here's my Dollar Tree bag. And this is, I have the receipt. I have my receipt, my Dollar Tree receipt. And one of the first things I picked up was cream of mushroom soup, a can of tuna, a can of peas, and you ready for this one? Kettle barbecue potato chips. I'm not sure why it's my camera is lagging behind, but it is. But so we will try to get through this. Okay. Now, if you were to take all these together, and you go to the register with these 4 items, it's going to come to $1.25 a piece and exactly $5. And then there was no tax on these food items at the Dollar Tree. But we're not doing right at $5 because there's so many peas in this can. I often, if I'm using peas as an ingredient in something and not just by themselves, I'll use half a can. Because if you use a whole can of peas in this particular casserole, it would be overkill with the peas. So I only use half a can, and then the other half you can put in a container and use it for something else during the week, whether it be a soup or on salads or whatever the case may be. But today I am going to be making 4-ingredient tuna casserole with these ingredients. And this was the only bag of chips that they had left at this particular Dollar Tree. And I thought, you know, no problem. The barbecue is going to bring some seasoning to the dish. So why not? So let me get my apron and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm back with my casserole dish, and I'm just using this glass one so that it has a lid, because we're going to be using a lid on this one. The rule of thumb usually with casseroles is if it has a cream sauce in it, you use a lid. Don't know why that is, probably so that it stays moist, doesn't dry out and things like that. But and I will be doing this at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes because all of these items are, for all intents and purposes, already essentially cooked. You don't want to overdo them by doing like a 50-minute like you would a casserole that has raw items in it, like a raw broccoli or something like that. Okay, and if you've already done the math, you know that if you cut this can of peas in half for this recipe, you know, and you add in your the chips and the cream of mushroom soup and the tuna, it comes out to $4.38 because you cut this $1.25 in half. And something I want to mention too, when you go into the Dollar Tree, this is a 5-ounce can of tuna. There are a lot of tuna, different companies in there. But this one is the 5-ounce. The others are 4. So really pay attention to the ounces. And I wanted to mention about this. This is something I learned when I was in my 20s. I used to work 65 hours a week. Like 3 years straight I did that in an automotive industrial plant that makes brakes for cars and trucks. And I learned very quickly how to put together very simple meals. And this is potatoes. This is potatoes. If this is what you have, and I don't want to go all the way into town. Used to live out in the country, and I wouldn't want to go all the way into town for a sack of potatoes. And now those potatoes are like $7 a bag. So you don't want to do that. This will go back, in a casserole, will go back to regular potatoes. I can promise you. Okay. So let's get this mixed together. We're going to put in our tuna. Something else, you know, my channel's YC Cooks and Bakes, and you'll see I have over 300 videos on cooking and baking, and I have a big family, so I've cooked and baked a lot. Okay, and so one thing I have found out is sometimes the fewer the ingredients, the more simple it is the tastier it is. I don't know what it is. You know, sometimes you can, there you go, that's about half a can. Sometimes you can do this and do that and add a little of this and add a little of that and a whole bunch of ingredients and a whole bunch of spices, and things start to get muddy and they cancel each other out, and some of the onion flavor or the garlic gets lost in the recipe, and you're like, well, gee, you know, I worked so hard, and that really wasn't all that for working that hard. And here on this meal, I only put together a couple ingredients, and wow, it was a big hit with the family. Why is that? Because sometimes the simplest things in life taste the best. So just remember that when you're doing these economical, friendly meals. And by the way, if you join in this collaboration that Miss Brenda had started, you don't have to cook the meal or do the meal in front of everyone like I'm doing right now. I want to make this for our lunch today, but you don't have to. You can just bring on the items if you say, oh gosh, I know an idea, just bring your items on, talk about it, share it with everyone so we can go get it. You don't have to assemble it and put it together and everything. But any input that you can come up with would greatly help. And when Kimmy's Kitchen and More requested that we do that, I thought, I can do this. I'm going to stand up to the plate and let's get this done, right? I think I even have a couple more meal ideas. So when you do your potatoes, you want to crush them. So you just start to crush them. And you can let some of the air out of the bag, which might make it easier. Smells good. And this is because it's the Dollar Tree. I chose like four things, and then I left. But you can, my mom had given me a book when I moved out on my own, and I moved out at 18 because I worked in an industrial plant at a very young age. And she gave me this book called 6 Ingredients or Less. It was fantastic. I mean, like I said, I worked many hours, 65 hours a week for 3 years straight. That's not, that's a lot of work. But I was better for it, trust me. But I could come home, just whip something together and be done and get my hot shower and go to bed. And then get right back up and head on down to the plant. But when I met my husband was a chef, and he took it to the restaurant when he was just astounded by some of the stuff that was in it, like these ideas. And he took it to his restaurant, and it never made it back. I was so upset. And then since then, that place has closed because, history takes place. I was so upset. I want my book back. Okay, I think this is good enough because the cream of mushroom soup is going to help this. And you just pour it in like this. And if you want it to be softer, these are kettle because that's all they had in there. But I'm sure if you can find a bag of the regular chips, it would probably even cook or break down to a softer potato, even quicker. Wouldn't that be cool to find cheddar cheese chips or something? And then your cheese would, like, you'd already have a cheese ingredient in your casserole? That would be really cool, wouldn't it? Now, I probably will wipe around this a little bit. You know how you do when you're trying to make something nice for your family. And I'll put it in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. And then I will be able to bring you back. I'm going to show you what it looks like this. See, that's what it looks like. I hope you can see that. And I'll bring you back. Okay, everyone. It is all baked up. The casserole. Oh, look at the steam come off that. I don't know if you can see that on there. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. Wow. It smells really good. This is exciting because this is early morning, by the way. I want you to know. But for you, I will give it a taste. Let me tilt it forward so you can see it before I go messing it up. See? Isn't that beautiful? And you know what I like? That it has peas for the vegetable. The potatoes is the starch. The protein is the tuna. It has a cream soup. I mean, it's got all of the groups, That is what's so amazing about it. And you don't have to add salt and pepper. The seasoning was on the chips. Chips in their own, like, they're kind of salty. See, it's like you don't really have to add a ton of spices. It's all in here for $4.38. Anyway, there we go. And I am totally going to share this with my sons. So let's see what this is like. It's probably hot. You know what? You know what amazes me about this? That the potato chips. It always amazes me that they can go back to being a potato, like a potato filler for a casserole. That's amazing. They're really good. And I'm not just saying that. I remembered this. The reason I did this was because it was always on my mind to do this again. Because in my 20s, I made this all the time when I first moved out. I'm going to tell you, it is good and simple. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Don't forget, join this collaboration. If you have a great idea, go over and see Miss Brenda at Maniac Grammy's Homestead. And please go say hi to Kimmy's Kitchen and More. She has a lot of different, involved in a lot of different open collabs. And you will not be sorry that you did. And I hope you give this a try. And I hope you share all your economic ideas. Have a really great day. Bye-bye.